The devil works hard, but CI Games works harder. We got another new patch while I was sleeping in my bed. Patch v.1.1.243, Wednesday, October 25th. This is on Steam, so this is just a PC. I don't know if the same is going to be for console. I could check their Twitter account right after reading this. But let's get into it. Greeting lamp bearers. Welcome to the latest patch notes. We're thrilled to have you here as we continue our journey to enhance the game based on your feedback. Not my feedback. With this patch, we're excited to bring you another host of improvements, tweaks, and feature revisions that we believe will make your time in our world even more enjoyable. So without further ado, let's dive into the details of what this update has in store for you. New Game Plus. To access both New Game Plus 1 and New Game Plus 0, so essentially just the reset of your current game without increasing difficulty and increasing the vigor drop rate of the enemies, and without increasing boss's health, just a simple reset of your world so you can do everything over again at your same level. From the anchor, the hell is the anchor? Was that message? We've changed the text to show start new adventure. We observed that some people were confused and hesitant to select New Game Plus because it might have seemed like only Plus 1 was the option. We have made it more user-friendly. Vestiges are now disappearing gradually on each New Game Plus loop. So New Game Plus 1, only 9 are removed. New Game Plus 2, 14 are removed. And then New Game Plus 3, there are no vestiges left except for Skybridge and Adir's Shrine. So it's essentially what it was before the updates. So yeah, again, don't like this. Okay, before I continue, I've actually tried it. I've tried the game with no vestiges. Like it doesn't make the game more difficult. The game's not harder. Like I'm currently in my New Game Plus playthrough, and I'm currently playing with no vestiges as of yesterday. But now today's gonna be different since there's vestiges. The game is not harder. It's just a lot of backtracking, and even though the worlds are interconnected, you're still running a lot, and it's boring. It's not fun. What they should have done was to make a separate game mode. They've mentioned that they're going to be making customizable New Game Plus modes, so this is something they should probably put in there. Just make a new game, a custom game mode where there's just no vestiges for that game mode, because it's just not fun. I tried it out. And there's a lot of backtracking. You don't even unlock some certain... You have to like unlock everything again in New Game Plus. Specifically like shards. So the blacksmith, you have to find the blacksmith again. You have to find all the runes again to fully rank up your weapons. And even then, you can't even farm the delirium chunks. You only get 4 a playthrough. The only way to get more is, I think, like a PvP, and you need like 100 of those items. So it takes a long time. I don't know why a game like this, where they have hundreds of weapons and combinations, make it so you can only have 4 weapons per playthrough fully maxed. And it's just a lot of running around. And it's just annoying. Like, I don't know why they did that. They should have made it so you can buy the chunks. I don't know why they don't want to give us a lot. Are they afraid it's going to be too much damage? Because let me tell you, in New Game Plus, the boss's health is like 3 times the amount. At least it feels like. Like they have a lot of health and do a lot more damage. So the extra damage isn't really going to do too much of a difference. So again, they should have just made no vestige game mode. With its own rewards as well, of course. Instead of putting it into your normal game. Because again, it's just a lot of backtracking, and it's not it's not fun. This is not fun. I'm currently doing it. I'm almost done my New Game Plus. And to experience, it's not fun. It's very backtracky, and it feels like a chore. Optimization. We've optimized the general performance of Lumen in Unreal Engine 5 with the help of Epic to gain an extra 1 or 2 ms of GPU processing throughout the game experience. We've removed cache shadows from some umbral meshes that didn't project any shadows when against the wall or piled up to increase FPS in certain areas. Yeah, so the game is feel a little choppy, but I am playing on my D drive. I'm not playing on my SSD. But in 2023, you shouldn't have to download your games on your SSD. Games should already be fully optimized to be played in D drive. The only difference should be that it may not look as good. The game should still run perfectly, but if you're gonna play on DDD, HDD over your SSD, DDD, I'm thinking about Yu-Gi-Oh. The only difference should be not if you can enjoy playing the game, but just how it looks graphically, in my opinion. So yeah, this should already have been fully optimized, which does lead me to believe that they did release their game a little bit early, and that's usually the case when you see developers have really quick updates over the couple weeks. Like CI games, they're I feel like every week there's a week or one or two updates every week, which is crazy. But that leads me to believe that they knew the game wasn't unfinished and they knew these problems were going to come up. Gameplay. We've made slight adjustments to the player sprint animation to give it more grounded look. Noted. Bro, I love the funny way your character would run. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It doesn't need to always be grounded, but I guess there was a lot of hardcore people who were like, this doesn't look good for Souls. You gotta make it grounded. I actually enjoyed how funny it looked, and you look pretty fast. The character is pretty fast as well. So I'm gonna miss this. It was fun while I lasted. Bosses. Improved visibility of ice crystal shards of certain boss at the some. They're missing a word. Improved stability of ice crystal shards of certain boss at the to help players identify threats more easily. I don't know what they mean. So is there a certain boss that throws ice crystals? Is that the crow boss? I assume. AI. Enemy density adjustments have been made in the following locations. I don't give a shit about which locations. Please note that these adjustments only apply to New Game 0. The game is still highly challenging, so you'll need to get good. Who do these people think they're talking to, bro? The only people playing these games are Dark Souls veterans, and occasionally, okay, there'll be people who are new, just like with every game, right? But yeah, you're talking to Soul vets for the most part. I need my candy corn. We're good. Trust me. There's some parts of the games that are just not balanced. And there's a shit ton of enemies. Now, I do agree with this, though, how they made it so it only applies to, the base game. And New Game Plus, yeah, sure. Throw a million enemies on screen. It's New Game Plus. A new challenge. It's fine. But the base game, there's just way too many enemies. Which normally wouldn't be a problem, but you're playing in such cramped spaces. Even in New Game Plus, I'm one-shotting, two-shotting most enemies. Still, it's freaking annoying having to deal with so many enemies on screen, especially ones that spawn behind you. Like I said, if you weren't fighting in cramped spaces, the enemies wouldn't be a problem. But you're fighting in very tight spaces, and you're going to be falling off of ledges a lot. For example, fix an issue in Pilgrim's Perch where a hollowed brother at the Sanctuary of Baptism was not respawning under certain circumstances. Adjusted the region scalars for different marksmen at Pilgrim's Perch to ensure that they are properly balanced in terms of difficulty. Okay, collisions. Collisions have been improved in a Fitzroy's Gorge to prevent players from getting stuck and to enhance navigation. Blocking presets have been removed from environmental assets that provoke players to get micro stuck in upper calorie. That happened to me. Better fitting blocking presets have been added for some dead corpses. Collision has been adjusted for some rocks in the fief of chill curse that could cause players to get stuck when being hit in certain conditions. Collision improvements on walls and ground tiles have been made in upper Kara to prevent players from having micro steps. Okay, but from what I see, your weapons still bounce off walls, which is hella annoying because it can still make contact with an enemy, but the enemy takes no damage, which is really weird, which is super annoying. And then when there's, like I mentioned before, so many enemies, sometimes you're low health and you get killed in situations like that, which just sucks losing like that. Visuals, don't really care, but I'll still read it. Blood trails that appear when hitting enemies have been refined to enhance the feeling of making an impact on an enemy. Minor adjustments have been made to the materials of several armor sets to enhance their visual quality without affecting performance. Okay, that's pretty cool. Changing in shader parameters and textures. UI. A potential crash has been fixed where if for any reason your inventory contained an invalid item, the game could crash. Never happened to me before. Vested seedlings displayed in the equipment menu are now refreshed at a faster rate to prevent false positives. Quality of life. New items now feature a small icon indicating that they're newly acquired. This was good. I was wondering why they didn't have this in the first place. They don't have a way, what was it? When you're buying new items, Liza P did this good. Where you would highlight an item in the shop, but you don't know if you already have it, so you have to like look in your inventory just to make sure. But it would be good if you were in the shop and you were highlighting an item, and it would show you how many copies of that you have before you bought it. Or it's just one more quality of life thing they need to do. I'm sure there's a lot more, but off the top of my head, I'm making this video off the dome, so I don't have anything prepared. But there's a lot they can do. For example, off the top of my head, quality of life. Yeah, I fucking know. Tomorrow, the spirit of the bleak season will make its presence. Tomorrow, the spirit of the bleak season will make its presence. What does that mean? Is that just a quote from the game? Or I'm sure it is. All right. Well, that's it. So this is for PC only. If we go to their Twitter, if it is out for console, they will say something. So let's quickly check the Twitter. Lords of the Fallen patch v1. This is a pin tweet. Morstead photographers, Amazon, Lords of the Fallen retweet, Lords of the Fallen giveaway, Lords of the Fallen launch giveaway. Nothing. Live now, October 23rd. Today, 7 p.m. Live art contest. Yeah, okay, so I'm not seeing anything for consoles. This is the latest, 23rd, which was patch 2.224. So I don't know if this is out for consoles. Not this one specifically, but the one I just went over right now on Steam. So yeah, those are the PC updates. Consoles usually get it like a week later. And that's the video. Make sure to subscribe. Follow for more updates on Souls-likes. Currently, I'm just doing Lords of the Fallen, but I will be doing Liza P, Elden Ring when the DLC drops, and other Souls-likes in the future, as well as other games. Thank you.